Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. It's early in the morning and I was playing with my mood board magic kit that Janet made for me. And this is the third layout that I'm making from it. I wanted to use these numbers and she just randomly gave us numbers they're metal, and it's a fun texture to add to a layout. But I wanted to kind of play with them, and I started rearranging them, trying to figure out a way that they related to a date or my life. And it took me a little bit, but I finally figured out something. And I took inspiration from Teresa. She used the numbers for to tell a story about a year. So these don't make out a year, so that we've had yet anyway. It will in the future, but they do relate to me in a different way. So I thought I would tell a story today about myself. And I am using these papers. So I have pulled out, now this one on the bottom, I've cut that had some leaves, and I've already trimmed those out. But I love, 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 love this faded text. It looks like it's from a dictionary. Love that. So I wanted to use that as my background. And then I'm going to probably mat this floral on this like that. And then I brought in this one because I felt like I needed to kind of ground from such a dark background. I needed something light and to kind of ground it so that my photos would be easier to see. I brought in this 3x4 cut apart piece of paper to get maybe some icons out of. And I have all of these elements over here that I want to bring in. I really like this kind of champagne looking foil. And let's see there. Oh yeah. So these leaves kind of go along with that. So I want to play in the metallics and the foils and use those elements on this layout. Now, this piece of white 8.5 by 11, it is embossed. I'm see if you can tell that. It's wood grain embossed. Janet made this for me a few years ago, and I've been hoarding them. She made me several in different colors, and I have almost used them up. So I have been hoarding them. And this is going to help land my photos. I wanted to do kind of a blocky, because my photos are going to be in a block. So I was looking through my page maps that I've got printed out, and I thought I like this because I want kind of a central block. And that's really all I'm going to take from these sketches is just the central block, and then I'm going to go off script. So I've got that sitting up here at the top so that I can look at it. And I have a lot of embellishments to play with. I'm going to go off camera and do all of my layering because that's really easy. And no one needs to see all of that. It takes time. I'm going to scooch this stuff out of the way so I have room to work, and I'll come back and show you how these numbers relate to me and the story that I'm going to tell. Okay, this is what I have so far. I have everything adhered except for this layer, this strip, and this and my photo mat. But this is what I'm considering. I want this shifted to the left so that I can get these numbers in. And I'll tell you how they relate to my life at this time. So I am the 8th of 11 children in my family. So that's 8. I have 2 children. I have 2 boys. And when these photos were taken, I was 40 years old. So when I was looking at these numbers, the thing that I did in Google Photos is I was looking at my numbers and I was like, these two came quickly, and then I was like 40. Okay, what year was I 40? So I typed in my name and 2012. So in 2012, I was 40. And of course, all the photos from 2012 came up of me, or that had me in them. And close to the beginning of the year in 2012, these events kind of took place. And I thought, oh, so something I've done this year is I've started recording work a little more. And in 2012, I thought I had hit like the pinnacle of my career. I thought everything was going grand for my career. I had a lot of autonomy, and I was engaged in, without being in sales as a position for my district, I was working as what we called a revenue driver. And I would field leads from postmasters, and I would go out and talk to those business customers and teach them how to use our products and services. So at this time, I had done small meetings where there were anywhere from 2 to 15 business customers, and I would speak and engage with them, and then work with them one-on-one to help them get signed up to use our products and services. And during this meeting, we had a couple of business customers who were willing to be photographed. This fella here was also at this meeting. This was in Florence, Alabama. But he had to leave early, so anyway, these 2 business customers were willing to be photographed. And during this same day, I had to drive also to Muscle Shoals because I had been engaging with a customer there. It was my largest sale ever. So that's the significance of this photo. These are the clerks, and that's the postmaster at that time in Muscle Shoals. And we had closed the deal with this customer, and it was a couple who, out of their home, started creating fishing lures, and it exploded because I'm not really into like fishing competitions and all that kind of stuff, but anyway, a renowned fisherman used one of their lures and won a contest, and everybody wanted to know what the jig was, who the maker of the jig, all of this stuff. And their business exploded. So they were needing a shipping solution. I'm going into way too much detail. Anyway, we closed that deal, got them signed up, and that was, to date, well, at this time, my largest sale. Now, this guy was at this meeting. He contacted me later and asked me to speak at a conference. And the conference was being held in Huntsville at the Civic Center. And in my mind, I'm thinking small. I was really thinking small. And he said, this is going to be service providers, people who do like in the service industry for homes. They need to, be able to advertise their businesses. Can you help us? So I had tailored my presentation for a small group, and this event ended up being the largest group to this date in 2012 that I had ever spoken to, and it was hundreds and hundreds of business owners. And I really was not prepared for the size of the group to engage with. I was overwhelmed. with contacts and, people to speak to, and began actually business relationships with people all over from the Southeast. So that's what that conference was for, is for service providers all over the Southeast. So that's the story. The journaling that I'm going to do is going to be on a tag, and I'm going to have it hidden back here so that you can pull it out and read all of the journaling, all of that I just told you. It's a lot, and there's no room on this layout to display that. So I will have hidden journaling behind on a large tag. So that is going to be also part of the layout. So now that we've talked about that, my title is probably going to be here since my tag is going to be here. And I may do a subtitle up here. I haven't completely gotten that hammered out just yet, but I wanted to just show you what direction I'm heading. I thought I would show you real quick while I'm in the process of adhering things that I wanted to create a banner out of it. And it is those scraps left over from this foiled leaf on blue. And when I was fussy cutting my leaves out, one of them fell and turned over. And this sounds really simple and funny or silly, but I didn't even look at the backside of it while I was fussy cutting. I just saw the leaves and I was like, that's what I need to focus on. But anyway, when it flipped and I saw the orange, I thought, man, that's a really nice color orange. So I on purpose saved a little bit of this so that I could use it later on. And I get to use it on this layout. Okay, I'm getting ready to adhere my photo mat. And when I'm placing my adhesive, on purpose, I don't know if you can see the shiny, I've already put it down. I want to keep a wide area here free. And I also wanted my tag to have a natural stopping point. So I placed adhesive higher up, and it is about 5 inches. So I know my tag needs to be longer than 5 inches so that you can see to pull it out, but I wanted this to have a barrier so that it wouldn't slide all the way through. So that's why I've adhered the way I have. So now I'm thinking about creating my tag. And I was looking at this and I thought, okay, I kind of like this design. And I turned it over. So I need to be strategic because I want to use some of these icons for my embellishments. I need to be strategic about how I cut it so that I get the width and the length for my tag, but still preserve everything that I want to keep. And I'm thinking that if I cut off these down here at the bottom and turn it this way, that's going to have the arrows going linear instead of vertical. So they'll just have the horizontal look. I kind of wanted the vertical, but I can't figure out a way to get them here. Because I'm wanting that 4 inches. Yeah, I can't think of a way. Let me think. I could use this and trim really close to the edge because I'm not going to use this one. But I'm thinking about, this really isn't a fall layout though. Okay, I think I can do this. I've got it figured out so that I can have my arrows going up and down. I want that. Okay, let me trim this out and we'll get back. I've changed my mind a little bit. I wanted to put my title here at the top and my journaling at the bottom because this is a wide piece of paper that I've cut. I've corner rounded each corner. I'm going to put my white, my journaling is going to be on a white piece of paper here at the bottom. But I want that title all to be maintained on this cardstock. Oh, I keep going. There we go. So that this sits here, my title is going to sit on here, and I'm going to make a small cluster there to be part of that title. None of this is going to be adhered back to this layer, so that this will just slide out freely. Okay, now that I've got that decided, let's start working on it. I thought I would share a trick real quick that I learned from Carolina's Crafts. If you've ever watched her channel, she makes a lot of mini albums. And if you want an element to slide in a pocket easily, so I picked up my adhesive here, and because my journaling card kept trying to go behind that. So what she does is she just places tape so that the element that you're wanting to slide in and out just glides over that piece of tape, and it keeps things simple. So now I need to put, because my paper came up there, I need to just put just a smidgen more adhesive there to capture that corner. Now when I put my card in, it's automatically going to go over that edge that this banner creates. So that is just a really quick tip that I think probably helps. Now there's no catching, it just slides in, and that's what I want. Okay, friends, my layout is basically finished. I need to add my journaling to the bottom. I added a metal leaf brad up here at the top. I added the clock face chipboard because we're talking about a specific time in my life. And then I created a cluster here at the bottom and just layered chipboard on top of chipboard and made sure to include more of those foiled leaves. I also added 2012 from those. Janet had given us these number stickers, and that blue just works perfectly because this was the year of 2012, and all of these numbers are significant in that year. Now, this is not a fall story, but I was able to use the elements in the kit that Janet gave us to create a layout that tells a different type of story, even though a lot of the things that she gifted us work for fall. So even though it was themed, when you're creating a kit, add elements that can work outside of that theme. So I wanted to highlight that. And just, oh my gosh, I just really, really, really am enjoying creating with this kit. We have one more layout that we're going to use. We're going to do videos for using this kit this month. And then, even though we won't be making any more videos with this kit, I will still be playing with it because she gave us so much, such a variety, so much fun. I just can't even, there's just no words for her generosity. But the next layout, I already know what photos I'm going to use, and I'm excited about sharing that with you. So come back and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.